welcome to a video blog with Miss Rennu. Did you know that as humans we are blessed with the most powerful complex organ? I'm talking about our brain. Do you know that scientists believe that the possible number of connections in our human brain is actually more than the number of atoms in the universe? I don't want this blog to become a science lesson by any means, but I would like all the parents to be aware of this amazing complexity that every single one of us has, especially your child. However, there's certain windows of opportunity to develop this phenomena, and it is up to you as parents to ensure that this organ gets the necessary stimulation at specific critical times. So the idea that one should only expose children to education at the age of 4, which many still believe, is wrong. Most of these critical connections are made in the first 3 years of a child's life. So think about this. In the first 3 years, a child creates the main streets in its brain. Then the side streets and the alleys are formed. However, you can only have a side street or an alley when you have your main street. Parents do not need to be scientists to become a great parent. You simply need to be aware of some critical facts. Number 1, imagine one brain and it has 3 parts, or basically a large brain with 3 little brains. So imagine this brain has 3 little brains. The base of the brain, which is the lower part of the brain, deals with instincts, which is our breathing, our heart rate, things that we do instinctively, naturally, right? You don't think before you breathe. You don't think before your heart rate. You don't say, oh, my heart rate's beating now, right? So for babies, it is critical to develop their crawling and their walking movements in free exercise. So all those parents who keep holding their babies all day long, I'm not saying you can't hold them. You do hold them, but also with grandparents, put them down, allow free movement. The child needs to be able to move freely to develop all of their other behaviors as well. So just keeping them constrained in a blanket and holding them all day long is not a good idea. Next, the middle part of the brain deals with emotions and our immune system. Therefore, cuddle your baby, love them, hug them every moment you have. Now you're saying I'm contradicting myself. No. You can love them and cuddle them when you're holding them and then put them down for free movement and still talk to them and tell them how much you love them. But you definitely want to be able to do a little bit of everything every day. Number 4, the middle brain is also linked to what's called long-term memory. So start reading early, because tons of exposure to music, movement, colors, sound is what's going to stimulate those synaptic connections. And the top part of our brain deals with the cortex, which completes our human form and gives us a chance to talk, write, think, reason, which other animals cannot do. Then, after that division, your brain has 2 sides, the left side and the right side. The left side processes language, logic, numbers and sequence. The right side is for creativity, imagination, patterns, pictures. The true genius comes from the right. These 2 sides are linked together like a telephone wire that shuttle messages back and forth, and they have to work together. So you cannot develop one side of the brain and not the other. You have to develop both. So parents, simply learning math, teaching them multiplication, teaching them to count backwards, memorizing the countries of the world, you're really not helping very much. You're forgetting the right side, which needs balance. This is why at Genius Kids, we use what's called interactive learning. And in all our lessons, children are developing both sides, especially communication, all the time. Lots of color, lots of sound, lots of engagement to get the brain to create tons of side streets and alleys. So we spent the first 3 years developing the main street, right? Now we're going to develop all the side streets and the alleys. Last but not least, your brain is what you eat. So make sure your child has plenty of exercise, a great diet, and a wonderful supportive family to nurture their growth to maximum potential. So those iPads, living on those iPads all day long is not nurturing your child. I will leave you with this thought. It takes courage to grow up and be who we really want to be. But with the right tools, nothing is impossible. Until next time.